Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. Heart to heart, find contentment in the season that you're in. And I mean real contentment. That means you're grateful, you're thankful, you're happy with your life, even if you don't have everything that you want. Because sometimes the things that we think that we want, we really don't want, or we're not ready for them yet. So be grateful in the process and in the season that God has you in. Sometimes He has to set you apart because you need to be apart. You need to be alone so that you can focus on Him. You can focus on you. You can focus on your calling, on your purpose. But if you're around a whole lot of friends and you're trying to date and you're tied down with children, whatever it is that you're hoping and praying for, you may feel eager right now, but I promise that once it comes, you're going to miss these times when you're single, when you don't have kids, when you're not married yet. So enjoy it. If you enjoy it now, then once you get what you've been praying for, you will be grateful and more appreciative once you have it. I've known plenty of times where I had got things that I prayed about, that I begged and cried about, and then I got it, and it's like, oh, now I don't even care about it anymore. For example, when I took the state exam and got my licensure for my bachelor's of social work, I was doing the ugly cry, pleading and begging God every day, please let me pass this test. Please let me pass this test. I promise I'm going to just do the best I can, be the best I can. But that's not what God had for me. So He allowed it. The first time I failed the test, the second time I took it, I passed the test. God is good. I'm so grateful. But He heard my cries. He heard me pleading and begging Him, even though He was telling me He wanted me to reach a higher level. And I'm grateful now. But when I passed the test, I was looking for jobs and I was really optimistic about getting a job. And then it started to make me very weary. I just got tired. I'm like, I'm not getting calls back. I'm not getting opportunities. I got the license. I went through all this hard work. No doors are open. But if I would have been obedient and listening to what God was telling me before I even finished with my bachelor's degree, people were telling me, keep going. Go get your master's. Don't stop. What I do, I was tired of school. I was like, you know what? They don't know what they talking about. I'm good with this bachelor's. But you know what? God said no. And so because I was disobedient to Him telling me through people, letting me know what I needed to do, I did what I wanted to do. And then I just prayed and prayed and prayed and asked God to bless what I wanted instead of what He wanted for me. Where He's trying to take me, He can't allow me to settle in any parts of my life. So He didn't allow it. Like I got the degree, I got the license, I did all that. And we almost coming up on a year now, and I still haven't got any job opportunities. But yet I still was told to go back to school. So my point is, sometimes we are begging for things out of a season, or we're begging for things that God already knows you're not going to be happy when you get it. You're not going to appreciate it because it's not what He has for you. But you keep asking, and then you get it, and then you fumble it because you really wasn't ready for what you was asking about. So in the times where you're single or you're going through a bad relationship, enjoy those moments because it's a lesson. Because if you're trying to help and get through it, well, a lot of us try to help and get over it, but get through it because you can't get over nothing. But if you're trying to help and get through it, you're rushing the process, you're missing the lessons. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to fall back in your lap again with somebody new or with that same person, and you're going to have to learn the lesson again. So with everything you do, make sure that you are experiencing it. Don't just live it. Don't just let it exist in your life and then that's it. Experience it. That way you know the things that you are appreciative of, and if it got taken away from you, you can always have those good memories. And then you know the things that you're not accepting of, the things that got you off of your path, the things that made you sad, angry, or whatever. But you know the lesson, you know the red flags to look for. But if you're always in a rush to get to the next phase of your life, That's all you're going to be doing for your entire life. Because even when the good comes, you're going to be looking for something else, the next best thing, because you're not content. You never learn how to be content and happy with what you have right now in life. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for where you're at right now, because you're in that season for a reason. And I know we get tired of hearing that, or we're in times where, you be single for a long time, or you get into a relationship and then you're back single, or you try to have kids and then something happens, you have miscarriages, or you can't have kids or something. And then you're feeling like, well, why are you telling me to be happy about that? Like, I've been patient and I got it, and it just didn't happen still. And then you feel angry. I understand completely what you're feeling and what you're going through, but I promise you, you still have to find the lesson within that. You still have to find the blessing. You still have to find the purpose. Because sometimes we want for a relationship to work, for example, and we were with somebody for 6, 7, 8 years, and you're like, still didn't work. We're still not married. What's going on? Only to go through breaking up, and that person goes off and marries somebody else. Or you guys break up and then you guys never get back together. And then you're wondering, what was that about? But then the purpose is that God was already giving you the signs that you needed to get out of it, but you didn't. You was disobeying that. You were putting up a wall because you wanted to only do what you wanted to do. Or you wasn't learning the lesson, so you had to stay longer because you wasn't learning. You was just constantly ignoring the red flags and ignoring the things that God wanted you to see so that you can grow and move on to the next level. You kept ignoring it. And so you had to stay longer. And so your suffering was a little bit longer, or your disappointment was a bit heavier and harder than it would have been if you would have got that lesson when he was trying to give it to you. So although that sounds like I'm just talking negative, I hear myself talking negative, but that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose is you have to learn how to find contentment and how to have gratefulness in your heart at every season. The great ones, of course, it's always easy to be happy and to praise God and to be shouting and praising during the times when things are going great. So no, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, so when you get married and you have those kids and you have those friends and everything is great, your bank account is wonderful, and you got the most perfect career. That's easy. Of course. I mean, that's not really giving you any motivation if I'm telling you to be appreciative and to be happy within a season that you're naturally going to be happy in. Even if you're still wanting more, you're still more content with that versus if you were jobless or homeless, or your spouse left you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. Those are the times when I'm trying to encourage you. You still have to find peace. You still have to find peace, because there is a reason for everything. Everything. And although the tears may come, your heart may feel broken, you may feel angry, you may not understand, there's still something in that you need to learn. And sometimes God will bring things back full circle. You may go through a divorce, but you and that spouse may get back married again one day. You can't put nothing past God. I mean, it happens. But then again, it could be where you guys go through that divorce and then you find a person, now that you've learned those lessons, the person that is for you. The person that now you can appreciate because you had to go through something bad or something hurtful or lose in some kind of way with that ex in order to appreciate the person who God has for you. We feel like we're being punished whenever we're going through something, and it's not something that's pleasant. And I want you to know that it's not a punishment. It's not. And I was the woe is me kind of girl for a moment, and that's with everything. Even to this day, like if something happens, I go through that, but I only allow myself 2 or 3 days, and then I myself up and I start praising God and I start thanking Him for whatever He's doing, even when I don't understand. There's things in my life right now going on that I don't understand that hurt me really, really bad. But I don't walk around in sorrow. I don't walk around my head held low and why did this happen to me? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know why. But if I learn to appreciate where I am right now and live day by day and really experience that day and seek God and keep my mind on God and also find myself, whatever it is that I need for myself too, like to remind myself that I'm still lovable, I'm still precious, I'm still somebody. And just because certain things in my life had to end, that doesn't change me. It just changed a chapter in my life. And God has the final say. So who knows what the next chapter is? Who knows what he's doing? And so my point is, no matter what you're going through, if you really want to be able to live life and truly have no regrets over your life, because you can live to 100 years old, but what good is living to 100 years old if all your life you take everything to heart? You lost a job, you lost a relationship, you were broke at one point, and then you just struggled and you just held on to that pain and bitterness until you got something else. No, because then your whole life you miss opportunities to grow, opportunities to share your story with somebody else, opportunities to help somebody else. You miss what God was trying to show you. And then you make it to 100 years old and you're on your deathbed and you look back over your life and you remember more heartache and anger and bitterness than you do actually enjoying life. You still have life. You don't need anything that you don't have. And that's the truth. I mean, I know it sounds so cliche. I used to dislike it when people said it to me. But once I learned that concept, I feel better. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. And I know how to navigate through life. I know how to navigate through my emotions. I'm emotionally mature because of that. Because I accept the reality. I have no control over whatever happens in life, even to myself. So what good is it trying to control things instead of enjoying the time that I have now? There's many times in my early 20s that I regret because I lived those years lost. I lived them always looking for the next best thing, never being appreciative. And now it's like a big fog. Like, and then when I think back on the things I can remember that happened in my early 20s, it was always the negative stuff. Being in toxic relationships, being in competition with the world, not loving myself, being lost and angry. Things happen in life. But God always blessed me with so much more. But I was so busy focusing on the things I did not have. And I felt like my life is over because of the things I did not have, whether that was friends or a relationship or money or aesthetically pleasing things. This focus was all wrong, but I had so much to be thankful for. And so now I made it a purpose in my life that, okay, God, I don't have everything I want. The things that I thought was going one way, you took it away from me, and now I'm back to the drawing board. But you know what, God, I am so grateful for everything else that I have, everything that's staying constant in my life, my career, my health, my daughter and her health, my family, the friends that are still in my life that's been here for years. You know, it's things like that that I grasp onto now instead of looking for the things that I lost. You don't lose things. The things that are meant for you are not going anywhere. So if they left, it was for a reason. Wasn't for you, wasn't your person, wasn't your thing. Y'all let me know what you think. Please excuse my rambling. But if you understand what I'm talking about, let me know what's been your experience. What kind of things have you learned in your seasons when things wasn't quite ideal for you, but you learned to be content? Share with the family. But you let me know. And if you want to share a testimony with me or a new topic idea, you can send me an email. If you would like for me to share your testimony, I would definitely do that. Put it in the subject line. That way I know that I can share it. Other than that, it'll just be for me and you. And we could talk there. And then if I feel like the topic idea that you give me is something I can talk about, I will do that. Otherwise, I would just chat with you in the email. But you let me know. And we will keep the conversation going. I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay positive, and remember to be content. You ain't got to be jumping for joy, but be content with where you are right now in life. Appreciate the things that you have, because somebody did not wake up today. Somebody does not have half of the things that you have in your life right now. So be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. And if it left, if you lost it, remember, you don't lose things and you don't lose people that you need, that are meant to be in your life. And you have everything that you need. You're breathing right now. You're healthy. You're good. So remember that. You got God. You got Jesus. And you got yourself. The right things will come when you start to focus on that. I promise you. But y'all let me know what you think. We'll keep the conversation going, and we will talk next time. Bye.